I was playing music in a band, standard music. Anyway, but I heard about an instrument I've never seen before that was used by Emerson, Lake and Palmer live on stage. It was looking like a telephone connection machine, whatever, and nobody knew what it was. If you go to a music shop and ask for it, nobody knew what it is. And first, the investigation resulted that it's a synthesizer called Moog synthesizer. It was in Europe. It was totally difficult to get information about this, and at this time there was no internet. It was really difficult to get any information about something like that. That a guy is using an instrument live on stage you have never seen before, and so I fell in love with the machine whenever I heard it the first time, and the results was that this unit costs far too much. It's something like, I don't know, like a small house. So I said, oh, I was studying physics at this time, and I had no chance. So the only chance is that you try to build something like that yourself. So this was the beginning. At first I analyzed circuits like of wah-wah pedals and fuzz pedals and phasers and flangers and things like that. And the first I did, I had an Hohner organ, a total boring sound, and I used effect units like flangers, phasers, wah-wah pedals and so weiter so that it sounds a little bit like this synthesizer. But it was at the first glance it was a little bit similar, but it was far away from it. And so I tried to get more information about this, and there was a very I was very lucky because a friend of mine knew a guy who did the music piece Popcorn. You may know this, ding dong 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 ding dong ding dong, Gershon Kingsley, and he had such a Moog synthesizer in Munich in his hotel room, and he was looking for someone for servicing because the potentiometers did not work, the sockets and so on. And the friend of mine said, hey, come on, this would be the chance to see the machine and to learn how it works. And we said, okay, no problem for us, we can do it. But of course, we need the service manuals. And so Gershon Kingsley called Bob Moog, and come on, Bob, I have someone here who can do the service for the instrument. And 3 or 4 weeks later, there came a package with all the service manuals for the synthesizer, and we serviced it, so it was working again. But of course I learned a lot because now I understood, oh, that's how VCO is working, and that's how VCF is working, and so on. So this was the beginning. And at the same time, or a few years later, there was a German electronic magazine called Elector, and they published a DIY synthesizer called Formant. Maybe some of you guys know it. And in every issue, another module was described. They started with the VCO and the VCF, like what I told you, yeah. And I was waiting for the next issue because now the envelope generator is coming, and now the LFO is coming, and so on. And so the information, how the wah-wah pedals and fuzz boxes are working and phasers are working, and the Moog service manual and the Formant schematics and so on. This was the beginning for me, and yeah, that's how everything started. And there was I was very lucky because the first synthesizers after Moog like Oberheim or sequential circuits and so on. They used special chips just for VCOs, VCFs, VCAs. Moog did it all with transistors and tons of single parts. But there was an American company called Curtis Electromusic. They offered chips where all the functions were within one circuit, and they were used in the synthesizers I already mentioned, like Oberheim or sequential circuits. And I asked Doug Curtis, the owner of the company, if he wouldn't be interested in someone here in Europe to make this circuits also available here in Europe. And we met in Munich in the Doepfer house. I remember it was great because it was impossible for me to translate the menu because there in Bavaria we have strange food. And it's really difficult to translate everything into English. Anyway, he said, okay, we can make an agreement, but you have to order a minimum of 1,000 of each. Wow, 1,000 of each. This was, I don't remember, 20,000 or 25,000 D-marks at this time, and no chance for me. But I had a Bausparvertrag. What is a Bausparvertrag in English?
A depot to collect money for building a house when you're getting older.
In the future, when you're getting older. And I already every month, I don't know, 100 or 200 D-marks I had added to the contract. And my father had the idea to build a house at the time. And I said, okay, come on, father, you can have my Bausparvertrag, and I take the money and buy the Curtis chips. Okay, and we did it. And then there came a package with 6,000 chips or something like that to me. And I said, oh my God, I cannot keep them in my room. 30,000. It's I don't know. So I went to the bank, and in Germany you can have Bankschließfach. That's Tresor, a box inside the bank, a safe in the bank where you can go to the bank. And normally you have all your
money,
your expensive clocks. Or I don't know what. Okay, yes, I will take the next problem. Oh. The integrated circuits were in tubes that long, but the Bankschließfach was only that. So I had to cut all the tubes so that they fit into the Bankschließfach. Okay, I could tell you for hours about things like that, but I think you was asking about the beginning. Yeah. Thank you.